Okay, let's get started. Do I need a microphone? Yes. Okay. My name's Simon Hester. I'm the chair of Haringey Trades Council, and I'm really pleased to see you all here. We're hoping that this meeting starts to kick off some resistance in Haringey and build on the resistance that already exists all around the place, because this government has declared war on us. It's not just that there's 1 in 25, for every 25 unemployed people, the highest unemployment in the whole of London, there's only one job. It's not just that the stop and search continues. It's not just that they're privatising our health service, privatising our schools, and the rest of it now, they're going to throw thousands of people possibly onto the streets or out of London in an ethnic cleansing operation as they cut the benefits. So our aim here today, absolutely, is to build resistance to what this government is doing. We wanted to bring as many people as possible in Haringey together so that we could charge ourselves up and start to organise a real fight back locally. We wanted union people here, we wanted campaigns from the various different campaigns, we wanted activists from all the different campaigns. Because we're up for, we think the people in Haringey are up for a fight against the millionaires and the posh boys running this government. We need action this year. Now, we've had a lot of action already, and you can see it on our banner. Haringey Trades Council banner is the mankiest banner around because it's been on a lot of demonstrations. It's got very wet, we need a new one. Our speakers today are Carol Duggan, the aunt of Mark Duggan, and we're very proud she's come down from Manchester. Owen Jones, who's an independent journalist and author of a very good book, it's on sale outside, called Chavs. Shirley, who is the chair of the Whittington Hospital Defence Coalition, and Jenny Sutton, who's the branch secretary of the UCU at Cornell and on their National Executive Union. Now, the aim here is not to have loads of top table speakers wittering on. I'm going to shut up in a second, but you should know 2 other people are here, at least 2 other people are here. We heard the police were asking questions about this meeting yesterday, so they may be here as well. Well, welcome. If you're going to take part in the fight back. But we've also got a journalist here from Reuters who wants to report on the resistance in Haringey, and that's a good sign, I think. And Barnet Alliance for Public Services are filming this meeting as part of the campaign for Build Up the Resistance. So I hope that's okay with everyone. As you know, there's stalls outside. We have to vacate this building by 10 o'clock at the latest. We're aiming to end this meeting in here by 9:30 at the latest. We want to get as many contributions in as possible, so we're not going to have loads of speakers coming back at the end. There may be specific questions or points they want to raise, you know, quick minute or two to come back. We'll see how that goes by the end of the meeting. So without further ado, one final thing, I think. You will see on your seats a leaflet from Haringey TUC, which also includes various actions that are coming up over the next few weeks. Very important, and that's what this meeting is built to do, to build a fight back. Very good reminder. Turn your mobile phones off, please, so we don't have any of that nonsense. Okay, let's get started. Our first speaker is Carol Duggan, who's been thrown against her will into the limelight and into the news. She was just being interviewed by Reuters before this meeting. Due to the murder of her nephew. We're very pleased she's here with us today to talk about what's happening to her family and how they're fighting back. Carol Duggan.
I'd like to thank you all for caring. I've been really overwhelmed by the amount of support that we have for Mark. If you read what the papers say about him, he was a gangster, drug dealer, murderer, suicidal, Superman to take on 31 officers with a so-called one with one shooting it. Through the police, with the help of certain members of the media, they're forcing it down the throats of the public that Mark was a dangerous man. Mark was actually just a 29-year-old average guy. He was mixed race, but a part of this human race. And Mark's human rights to live a life were violated when 31 officers surrounded the cab he was in, going home minding his own business, and one of those police officers shot Mark twice and murdered him. And then they've done nothing more than force it down the public's throat that Mark was a dangerous man out to murder some police officer or some other person. They didn't stop there. They used the case of Kevin Hutchinson Foster, who supposedly supplied Mark with this gun. They used Kevin Foster's trial to persecute Mark, and again tried to prove to the public Mark was a gangster with a gun. Mark didn't have a criminal record. So how they come to that conclusion, I don't know. But obviously it's because they murdered him. They didn't stop there, because they went on further now to blame my family and me for starting the uprising, because we don't call it a riot, it was an uprising, and people are out there because they are fed up and sick to the back teeth of the government and the police bullying. The pressure on the working class is terrible at the moment, and this is a plan by the government and the police jointly. We often wonder why Mark was murdered, we don't know. But I do know that Mark's death was political. Mark was murdered for a reason. Now in Tottenham, Mark was known as a peacekeeper. Yes, there are gangs in Tottenham, there are gangs all over the country of youths. Mark used to try and talk to the youths and tell them to come off the streets, to go into college, to go education. Now the police really don't like peacekeepers, do they? Especially if you're working class. Because if you're working class and they can make us fight against each other, then that's all the better for them, so they can get on with running the country their way and keeping us downtrodden. So that's the reason I am here and all over the country. For the working class people, my granddad was a working class man, like I've just said, supported Labour all his life. We did support Labour, and I just hope now that Labour gets up, step up and offer us something that we can now get out there and fight for. I would quite happily like to see another uprising from the working class.